Good morning. Can you hear me, Janae? Wonderful. Well, great timing. It's right in time. I don't know how long I have. 7 seconds. So, let's do a music check too. Okay, that's not music. We're gonna do that one. Wait, that was a song. We're gonna do that. Okay. Can you hear everything? Perfect. So, let me start off with the intro then today. And I'll pause that. Just wanted to make sure everything was working. So, well, good morning. Hope you were all ready for a solid trading day today. It's quiet today. It's going to be a quiet Thursday on the economic calendar, at least. No major news is expected. One thing to keep an ear out for is Trump is scheduled to speak today. So if he touches on markets or policy, we could see some volatility. So we'll just stay aware of that. And my main focus today is NQ, well, the NASDAQ, and my bias is bullish on the 4-hour and bullish on the daily. So let's stay patient, wait for our high quality setups, and protect our capital. And remember, it only takes one good trade. Hope that was good enough. Let's see. Wonderful. Just practicing. So what I see here is we could be breaking a support zone on the 30-minute. So I do believe if we break that, today will change into a bearish day for me. But I do want to see where it goes. And then we also do have strong support here as well. I mean, a resistance, not support. It could most definitely be. So let's take a look. So we could be trying to fill this fair value gap down here. Since that one has yet to be swept. So we could be heading down, but I do believe we're going to head past this today. I got this from the 5-minute. Yeah, so we could be heading straight down. So let me see what today's talk is about. I'll update everyone. So apparently his talk today is going to be about major defense policy changes. And he's going to have updates on the U.S. Space Command, progress on Russia and Ukraine talks. I don't know if that's still true, so let me check even more. Yeah, and for the fair value gaps, we always look at the 5 minutes. So we shouldn't see anything huge for the market. He's probably going to touch on the government shutdown as well, since it's now the longest one in the United States history. No. So if it closes outside, so it's going to sweep it. So if this is coming down, and if it closes outside, that's going to change it from a bullish fair value gap to now a bearish fair value gap. But we might not even close below this support here that we have. Yeah, so that right now for the fair value gap, there's only one gap that has not been, I guess you could say, swept. Right, so this one was fully, as you can see, this wick took all the liquidity out. So you are correct with your question. I was just a little confused with it, but now I'm not. I get what you're saying. So this one was already swept, so this one is no longer a valid fair value gap, and this one's still open to take. And I believe we have, that one is already swept as well. But there's a couple of them that haven't been, but we're not really going to focus on those ones. They're a little too far away. Let me take a look. That does sound correct, but let me just double check for you. Yes, it's going to be at 750 on 11.5. Because those 745 would have been this candle here. Of course. if you look at the 5-minute on where we're looking at now, we still do have a fair value gap. That is here. Yes. Possibly, or we could just go down because of the news that's coming out today. Yes. Yes, I did. Of course. Well, I don't blame him because he's been saying a lot of stuff and everyone wants to use that as an opportunity to either buy or sell. But it provides a good opportunity for us, though. I believe, at least. That would make sense. Thank you for letting me know. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you real trade next Monday. But I mean, I say go another week. See if you can keep your balance up another week. I mean, it's really hard, but you can try. Because once you start with live money, it'll all change. So that's just look out for that. Yeah, I mean, you can either go one more week or start in December, so that way you have a whole month of watching and doing all of that, so that way you don't just open a trade, lose a trade, and then by then you're down quite a lot. I mean, you will lose money, but that's okay. It's part of it, right? And you don't want to look at the dollar. Yeah, right. No money for Christmas. Sorry, kids. Right? But it'd be a good write-off. You'd say you lost this much money, and plus, it wouldn't be too bad. You wouldn't lose all of it, since I hope I've taught you enough with your risk management and how to use a stop loss and do all that fun stuff, so you don't lose more than what you're willing to lose. And now you have a double write-off. Instead of just one write-off, now you have two. Well, of course, I try to. But yeah, go as long as you want, as you feel like you should go on a paper trade account, and then move up when you're ready. But do expect to lose. You have to, especially in futures. Yeah, sort of like options, but I think you can lose less in futures than options. But I'm unsure. I don't trade options that often. And what's that recommendation? Ah, that's smart. I like that idea. Oh, this song? Of course. Gave you a little bit more of it. good. At least you're jamming out before you open a trade. It really does go with the beat. And now I'm back on the 5 minute time frame, and it was swept. So that is now a bullish fair value gap. Bearish, sorry, bearish, not bullish. Bearish. Yeah, I know. I couldn't hear the music either. I tried to edit it, but it wasn't working. So I didn't edit the video. So I put timestamps and everything in it, but it was not working. Would not let me upload it. So hope we can hear music today. If not, I'll just put on music from YouTube. So now if we have a close below this fair value gap, I know it really is great whenever it wants to work. So if we have a close, this fair value gap will become a in value fair value gap. Only if there's a close below. So just so you're aware. So I'll even type it out as well. So now it just turned into an in value fair value gap. So now it is a bearish in value fair value gap. So now if we break to the upside right here, we could be looking for longs, or if we continue down, which this would have been a good entry, because I believe this price is going to go all the way down to about 25,470. Because we just broke this fair value gap on the 5 minute. But I wouldn't mind if it stayed in this range, because I like this range right here that we have. So Yes, so this is the bottom of my orb box, and then the green line, or the blue line, is my top. And this is also good. We have increasing volume as well. So we should see some decent volume on this next candle. Yeah, we're already at 7,000 and it opened 30 seconds ago. So if we have strong volume, wow, if we have 120,000 volume again, I will do a short. But let's see, where do you think we're going? It's going to be another zone that we're going to want to pay attention to. And of course right there as well. And this was all marked out in the 15-minute. I will be right back. I'm back, and it looks like this could be a good entry in 9 minutes. Yeah, the volume shouldn't be even 10% because right now we're looking at it and it's only been 7 minutes of the 15-minute candle and we're already around 66,000, 68,000 now. Yes, exactly. So right here it touched this other support. I have it marked out on the 15-minute and it looks like it actually just touched it exactly. And now it's kind of having a little bit of a retracement up. But what I'll do is if we close outside of this orb, I will be going short. And I'm going to target this area of resistance right here. And I'll have my stop to move. I'll move my stop to break even depending on where this close is right here. And if it closes a little bit lower than this, I'll move my stop to break even right there. And that right there would be a 1 to about 2 trade anyways. But again, it just kind of varies in where it wants to close. We are still looking super clean on that break as well. I just switched to the 5 minute just to check something out. I'm just looking at this fair value gap that it made. So we could see a possible return up to there as well. It could be used as a resistance, but the nearest resistance I'm seeing, if we do end up going short, would be here. That's a huge stop loss for the NASDAQ. It'd be right there. So what I'll do with my stop loss, it'll probably be placed right about above that candle, depending on where this one closes. But we're looking great on the volume so far. We got 2 minutes left, and we're at 115,000. We just need a, yeah, we're within that 10% range. So right now we're sitting at about 3% away of a difference between these two candles. Right now we're at a 2% now. It just changed. We're roughly about 1% away. Yeah, 50 seconds left. Yeah, so the orb box is going to be our resistance. Alright, we've beat it, so get ready for a short. We're going to enter on this support here. Looks like it's wanting to kind of close down here. Okay, we've entered a short. Stop loss 130 ticks. I'm running a tight stop loss. Want to control my loss if I do take a loss today. Get on a 5 minute and watch it. Could be getting stopped out here because this is a good resistance area. But who knows, we could break this resistance. Well, support zone. I'll cancel that, and we're going to move it up. I'm going to risk about 250 on this trade. Should not do this. But I will be exiting if it does end up breaking. So we could be getting stopped out. I want to see where it goes in the 1 minute as well. Okay, I'm going to get stopped out. Maybe. All right. Well, it looks like I was stopped out. That's okay. It happens. So overall, it flipped. We did everything right, but it just did not want to go that way. Now, today I shouldn't have moved my stop loss, but I did. And let me see what that netted me on the loss. So that was roughly a $300 loss today. Just on that little movement up. So overall, it wasn't the best, but all we can do is improve. Yeah, no, I did as well. But it's retesting the zone right now in the 1 minute. We'll go back down to the 15, so it could actually be. So that was a fair value gap it just broke out of that it created, and then there's also another one which it's going to take out as well, I believe. Yeah, that would have been a good idea to mark at the fair value gaps just so we can kind of see what's going on. Because I wasn't expecting a sharp upturn like that. But again, that's what the market makers do. They do see that, and then they will reverse it on everybody, take the stops out, and then push it back down. So that's kind of what it looks like what they're doing right now. So since I've had about 2 losses in a row this week, I will be taking tomorrow off. There will be no trade tomorrow, just due to the losses. Yes, exactly. So I'll take about 3 days to reset since tomorrow's Friday. But usually if you have 2 winning days or 2 losing days, you want to take the day after off. So that way you can just kind of reset and then you can get back into it the next day. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that statement, but at the same time, I also did not follow my rules since I did move my stop loss up. But since tomorrow I'm taking it off, it'll count as I lost yet tomorrow as well. So that's how I'm going to count it. Yeah, no doubt. That seems like it was hectic. But what I'm just going to start doing now is when we do have a break, I'm going to have to start waiting. Because if we would have waited just a couple of seconds, I don't know if you entered a trade or not, but we would have not entered the trade because it came back down to retest. And it eventually broke. So it's just the patience thing that I have to work on as well. Just have to wait for it in order to open a position. Even though we had volume confirmation, everything was right. We had an uptrending volume for a downtrend type of day. Yep. So what I'm planning on doing on Monday is we'll be waiting for the break on the 15 minute, and as soon as we have the break, we're going to open the position on the 5 minute. We're going to wait for the next 5 minutes. So in total, we'll be waiting 20 minutes to enter a position, so until 8:20. Because then we would see something like this happening as well. Yes, that is correct. So let me see about the first 15 minute as well. But yeah, that is the plan for the decision making on Monday.